Hello, Footballer Nation, and welcome back to the greatest rising podcast in football. You may have thought we're dead, but we're not. My name is Carson, and I am still a Cardsaholic.
My name is Alex, and I'm still a Billsaholic.
And I'm Ian, and I'm proudly still a Bearsaholic.
Glad to see you're so proud. To hear about a whole lot of stuff that we've missed in our time away, and what part of why we were away, make sure to stay tuned for the rest of the episode. But first, let's go ahead and roll that intro. Hello, Footballer Nation, and welcome to Footballers Anonymous, coming at you after Week 7 of the NFL season. In case you forgot, the last time we were bringing you guys a new episode was after Week 4 of the NFL season. We have missed 3 weeks, basically. Well, we missed 2 episodes, and we're covering this week. So we're going to cover 3 weeks in this episode, and we're going to be going pretty fast.
It's crazy. In those 3 weeks, the Bills and Cardinals lost out and the Bears won out. It's like completely backwards to what normally happens.
Absolutely crazy. Wait, did the Bills really lose out?
Yeah, because we lost weeks 5 and 6 and we had our bye this week.
Wait, that's so crazy. We both lost out. Oh, man.
The Bills and the Cardinals are on losing streaks, and the Bears are on a winning streak.
The Bills just lost out because I was sick. The Bills lost out because I was sick. They didn't have my presence, my power that I totally hold over the games.
Of course you do. So we were gone for a little bit because Alex was sick and we were dealing with a lot of stuff and scheduling and whatnot. So we weren't able to bring you guys content, but we're going to make sure you're not missing anything. To start off with how we made it up for you, we put up multiple chances for you guys to ask questions this week, and we actually got a lot of them. So we are going to answer them all. So we're just going to jump right into that because we got a lot. Starting off, this is more of a comment, but OG Pizza Man was the first to respond. He says, "My boy did pretty decent, am I right? No interceptions from Lil Gino." For context, OG Pizza Man is apparently, as of our last episode, is apparently Geno Smith's father, biologically. So, yeah. So, did Geno Smith do well, I guess?
He didn't throw picks, but they had under 100 yards as a team, so I don't think he did well.
Yeah, no.
Great, he didn't turn the ball over. They did nothing still. They put 0 against the Chiefs.
He didn't have the chance to, realistically speaking.
Yeah, that's fair, actually. Our next question is also not necessarily a question, more of a comment, I suppose. This is from Mrs. MJ Rogers. She says, "I think you should start having guest picks each week and then see if you all beat your guests." If only there was a place where you could directly compete against Footballers Anonymous. Now, granted, we may have fumbled a little bit.
Yeah, the FBA kind of missed multiple weeks.
Yeah.
But me and Ian are caught up, and Carson's only a week down, so...
I'm a week down. I'm not even a week... Yeah, I'm like a week and a half down, because I missed the morning slate of last week.
But you're half a week down.
Yeah. Correct, yes. Yeah. But
it's still there.
As far as the FBA account, we can technically fix that because we do have all of our picks from that week. They just weren't put onto there, so we could figure out what the actual FBA account is, and we could tell you guys that if you really want to know. But pretty much, you guys, yeah, if you want to compete directly against us every week, go there. We can even start shouting out who had the best week specifically. I know we always strive for the perfect week. Hasn't happened yet. But if one of you guys is able to get a perfect week, we'll shout you out. But I guess to answer the question, there is a spot where you can directly compete with Footballers Anonymous. All right, coming in next. This one is from Raul Prombali. He just asked us to talk about Jalen Hurts.
Interesting.
In all caps, Jalen Hurts.
Well, Jalen Hurts has had a very up and down season in both performance and outside perspective, I would say, it's been very. I think Jalen Hurts is a very unique quarterback in the sense of how the public views him, and even how I would say his team views him. Because this week there's a little bit of a little quote from AJ Brown that kind of puts a little bit of stuff into perspective. For those who don't know, he caught a touchdown pass, and in the end zone, he essentially said that's what happens when you throw the ball. Jalen Hurts is in a very funny, precarious spot right now.
Definitely. It's weird because he either gets overly glazed, as in he gets called a top 3 to 5 quarterback, or he gets overly hated in the sense that he's considered like not even top 15, 20, which is also ridiculous. It reminds me of the polarity of people's opinions about Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like you either have to like hate or love them, and I'm like, well, no. Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, but Jalen Hurts is not a top 5 quarterback. Jalen Hurts probably top 10, but and maybe not this season right now because it's been a little bit dicey with stuff. Like generally speaking, Jalen Hurts is a top 10 quarterback. It's just like the Eagles also have a very good team.
Yeah.
So that's why he's not like top 5 because he does sort of rely on the team. Not rely, but he would not be nearly as high of a performer nor a Super Bowl winning quarterback if he was not on Philadelphia. If he was on a bad team, he wouldn't be able to carry them to a Super Bowl like that. Like that's not what he does.
I love all of the narratives about AJ Brown hating Jalen Hurts as if his child's godfather is not Jalen Hurts. Like, come on, guys. Let's calm down a little bit. It's ridiculous.
No,
Like
the comments he made in the end zone were probably just in the moment, I personally don't even think they were really directed towards Jalen Hurts,
I think they're more directed towards the play calling. The Eagles' offensive play calling has been bad, particularly the wide receiver routes.
That's what I was thinking. I think that's part of why the offense actually hasn't been able to open up is just the play calling being horrendous. I mean, bad offensive play calling, like a couple of years ago when the Bills had Ken Dorsey, like even Josh Allen can get slowed down by bad play calling. Like play calling's important, Play calling.
Having a good offensive coordinator isn't that important. No.
It's real.
We don't need one.
It really is.
We'll just keep the Browns' old quarterbacks coach as our offensive coordinator because that's a great idea. Moving on. Man, I hate Drew Petzing so much. Moving on to our next question. This one, a lot of these are more statements, and I think that's just because of the way I worded the first poll. This is by Hey71366. They want us to talk about the Patriots winning the division. I mean, they look good. Like, I'm not gonna outright say they're better than the Bills. I think the Bills have just gotten unlucky, but like they're contending for sure.
We have to. There's a couple things I want to talk about on this now. One, and everyone knows it. I'm not discrediting the play of the Patriots. They did outplay us. They played very well against the Bills, but wins against the Titans and the Saints are not particularly. I mean, that's the two wins that got ahead of us.
Well, Alex, while I do agree with that notion, winning the division comes down to a lot more than just the teams you played. Though it's not about it's not quality wins, it's
we're 7 weeks in. That's kind of what I'm more talking about. Like, yeah.
Well, I mean, just looking at the two team schedules, the Patriots do have an easier path to winning the division than the Bills do, and they currently hold the tiebreaker, which could be a big factor of who wins the division, regardless of who they have beat and who they have played against, who they've lost to, regardless of who the Bills have beat and who they've lost to. It doesn't matter at the end of the season. The record's the record, and you're saying that about the Bills. We could say the same thing about you're saying that about the Patriots. We could say the same thing about the Bills here, who also just have wins over the Saints and Dolphins.
This is true, actually. This is a valid point. The Patriots, looking at their... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, looking at the Patriots' schedule, they play the Falcons, who may or may not be good. The Buccaneers, The Bills again. But otherwise, I mean, they play the Browns, the Jets twice, the Giants, who may put up a fight, the Bengals, who may be a bit of a challenge, the Ravens. Now it is in late December, so that's probably going to be more of a challenge. But the defense is not going to be a challenge. And then the Dolphins, like it's a pretty clear road. And I know the Bills have a much easier schedule coming up here too. But I mean, it's definitely interesting because I don't feel like we've ever really had any kind of competition for the Bills in that division in years. So just to see that division have something happen is nice. And don't say that.
I mean, okay. We almost lost the division to the Dolphins like 2 to 3 years ago, but yeah. No, 2 years ago, yeah.
Well, even just building on that point of not seeing much action other than the Bills, I mean, you could date it back to the Brady era and not seeing much competition with the Patriots. I mean, when Brady was a Patriot, it was almost guaranteed that they would win the division. It didn't really matter who else, like, it didn't really matter how the other teams were doing. And the same thing just kind of shifted in the Bills' favor the past few years. So I completely agree. It's nice to see a little bit of action come out of this division. It's nice to see. Well, it's nice that we've been talking about a potential who can win the division here, just based off of the teams and how they've played.
It's interesting because honestly, like, it's just been a problem with the division. Like Brady, it was a guarantee if Brady was playing that they won the division because the only time they lost the division was when Brady was injured and they were tied with an 11-5 record with the Dolphins that year. Like. And it's been the same thing with Josh Allen since Brady left. So this division's been very polarizing because a lot of it's just incompetency with the Dolphins, Jets, and the Bills for a very long time. And
it's true.
I mean, it didn't take the Patriots super long to get back into it. But like obviously after dominating the division for 20 years, you're going to have some time rebuilding. But I think the thing that people do forget is that the Patriots are a young team. Great coaching, good team, great quarterback. But I think they're less experienced. And I think down the stretch, there will be games that they drop that they shouldn't just because they're a younger team and the film, obviously. Like, and obviously there's obviously film on the team, but like, you know, teams will start to game plan around their offense and like find ways to beat them, and they'll have to adjust to that, and they might be slower adjusting into it because they're a younger team. So it'll be something interesting to see, though.
I will say on that note, I think them having Vrabel as their head coach will be a very good way to counteract that. I still do agree. I do still think this offense will probably slow down a little bit. I think it'll be, teams will be able to adjust them more effectively. But I think Vrabel being there will be a good way to keep them, what's the word? Disciplined. I think Vrabel being there it will definitely help them be disciplined, even with the young roster they have. And then they have veteran presences like Stephon Diggs out there, who I think will do the same thing, and I think he'll be able to help Maye keep in check.
Yeah, I totally agree. Keeping with the talk about divisions being shaken up a little bit, Connor DeWitt asks, how do you think Aaron Rodgers is doing for the Steelers?
Great.
He's playing great football.
I think Rodgers himself is playing great football. I think the Steelers as a whole are playing manageable football. And I think they're I think it's a little bit tainted too, just because of how horrendous the AFC North is this season.
True.
Between the Browns and then the Bengals and Ravens being super injured in their regard, and then the Bengals just with I think the AFC North, I think that it's pretty much a guarantee that the Steelers will win the division at this point. But as an organization, I think they're playing pretty manageable football as Aaron Rodgers said. I think he's playing great football.
I want to see how the Ravens play with Lamar back. I want to see how crazy Lamar goes, because that's the only way they're losing the division, is if Lamar goes absolutely bonkers and wills them to 10 to 11 wins.
I'm just so concerned about their defense, dude. I was so excited about their defense coming into this year. They have so many great rookies, but their defensive scheme is just not it. And they're getting so injured. They're going to have to make something happen, make a change or something. I mean, I guess taking everything fun out of the locker room is their answer there, but...
I took the pool tables and the basketball hoops, like that's going to...
Dude.
I mean, maybe. Who knows?
Our next question, this is from Trayson. Trayson asks, are the Bucks legit?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Immediately, yes. I don't care how this previous week went down with them losing 24-9 to the Lions. It's the Lions. The Buccaneers are 100% legit.
Oh yeah, we'll talk more about them later when we get to our power rankings. But to put it short, they're absolutely
Yes, to put it shortly, yes.
yes, they're legit. Our next question. This is the second poll now. So OG Pizza Man responded again. And he said, "What do you think of Geno Pick? Sorry, Geno Smith. Geno Pick. Smith. Dad. 100% biological.
I think
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith is a quarterback of all time, and
I agree.
I think thanks to him, the Kyler Murray MVP season in Vegas is more likely to come to fruition.
Oh, I'm gonna talk about Kyler Murray today. I think this is a serious possibility that we may have manifested. But
Quick fantasy update for all those of you who care about fantasy. I need a quarterback in my good league, by the way, because all the quarterbacks I have are not playing this week. Fun fact. Some guy offered me Kyler Murray for a first round pick, a second round pick, a first round pick, and a second round pick. Because also Kyler Murray's on a bye this week, and
yes, he's on.
So that wouldn't even help me anyway. Anyway, yeah, continue on.
Yeah, definitely do not do that.
I did get a quarterback. Stay tuned for that.
Okay. And our last question comes from Michael Ruby. Michael Ruby asks, this is a fun one. Who do you think has the most CTE in the NFL? Now, we love to talk about Tua.
Is it?
Yes, currently.
Okay, current. Cam Scatterby.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, see, we love to talk about Tua, but
Cam Scatterby doesn't have CTE. CTE has Cam Scatterby.
Oh, yeah, this is true.
I've seen that floating around the internet, and that is definitely the truth. CTE has Cam Scatterby.
I want to throw Justin Fields' name out there for no other reason than, did you see that hit he took this week?
No, but I saw they took 9 sacks against Denver.
Yeah. It is a crazy hit, dude. And yeah. No other reason for throwing Justin Fields' name out there other than that hit, which was crazy. But yes.
Cam Scatterby is the fun CTE. Tua is the annoying CTE.
Dude, honestly, I think I have to stick with Tua.
I think so.
Not even on the field. I mean, he throws 3 picks against the Browns, and then it goes deeper than that. And it's just like the way he carries himself in the press conferences, like talking about nobody's showing up to team meetings anymore. I'm not too sure why. I just the way Tua speaks, plays, carries himself. It's just not a good look to any degree.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Tua there. No questions asked. But
good man.
That is our last question. So Alex, if you want to take away, continuing talking about the fans here, our comment of the week segment.
Our comment of the week is from none other than maybe the front runner for fan of the year, OG Pizza Man. Ooh. He had actually a boatload of comments this week, but the one that I'm going to be highlighting for comment of the week is on our week 4 episode. It's when we were talking about Geno Smith getting less blind as the game goes on. He clarified, because he's Geno Smith's dad, he was saying that my bad, Geno gets his vision from me. He actually gets less blind for every interception he throws, but by the time he can see, they are already losing. It makes so much more sense. Which is interesting, because maybe the reason they only got like 90 yards against the Chiefs is because he never threw a pick, so he was blind the whole game.
Oh, that would make sense, actually. I like that.
Yeah.
Shout out OG Pizza Man. Really the front runner in our comment section. Yeah, so next we're going to go ahead and jump into a whole lot of information for you guys. We're covering 3 weeks of Carson's College Knowledge, the Footballers Anonymous Season 1 fan-voted favorite segment of the year. First off, starting off with a big announcement. My mid-season top 25 are out. They were made before this week started, or before last week. And I did make sure that there were no duplicates this time, unlike last time. Going through those very quickly, as far as the FBA poll goes, number 25, we have ranked Cincinnati. At 24, we have South Florida. At 23, we have Illinois. At 22, we have Nebraska. At 21, we have USC. At 20, we have Utah. At 19, Memphis. 18, Missouri. 17, UVA. 16, Vanderbilt. 15, Tennessee. 14, Notre Dame. 13, BYU. 12, Oklahoma. 11, Georgia Tech. 10, Oregon. 9, Bama. 8, LSU. Oh, there is a duplicate on this list. God dang it, bro. I checked it like 4 times, dude. All right. So Bama's on here twice. One of them is supposed to be Georgia. So number 9, Bama. Number 8, LSU. Number 7, Georgia. Number 6, Texas Tech, which was not duplicated this time. Number 5, Ole Miss. Number 4, Texas A&M. Number 3, Indiana. Number 2, Miami. And number 1, Ohio State. Now, these have, of course, changed because a lot of stuff happened this week. Ian, put that U down, bro. They did not have a good week, which I'll talk about later. But yeah, sorry. I screwed up again. Man, I was so confident. But let's go ahead and talk about some college football. Starting with week 6. Week 6, we opened up with Friday Night Football. Number 23, BYU beat West Virginia at home, 38-24. On Saturday, number 1, Ohio State absolutely owned Minnesota, 42-3. Number 3, Miami beat number 18, FSU, 28-22. This was an FBA game of the week. Ian and I did get this pick correct. UCLA, winless UCLA, beat number 7, Penn State, 42-37. Number 10, Bama beat number 16, Vandy, 30-14. This was another game of the week. Ian and I also got this one correct. Number 24, UVA beat Louisville in overtime, 30-27. This was our third game of the week that week, and I was the only one who got this correct. Florida, quote unquote, upset. It was technically an upset, but not really, let's be real. At the time, number 9, Texas, 29-21. And Arkansas fired their head coach, Sam Pittman. Moving on to week 7, number 1, Ohio State beat number 17, Illinois, 34-16. Unfortunate for Ian. Number 7, Indiana beat number 3, Oregon, 30-20. Number 6, Bama beat number 15, Missouri, 27-24. Number 18, BYU beat Arizona, 33-27. Utah upset 21, Arizona, 42-10 on the road, bringing them into ranked play. Pittsburgh upset number 25, FSU, 34-31. Starting FSU's downfall that we'll talk more about in a minute. Penn State lost again to Northwestern, bringing them on a 3-game losing streak, 22-31, and they fired head coach James Franklin. ODU, the previously established greatest team in the NCAA, was defeated by Marshall, 48-24, and Oregon State fired their head coach Trent Bray. Now, going into week 8, Miami had a bit of an oopsie as Carson Beck threw 4 interceptions against Louisville, and they lost 24-21. I loved watching this. It's used down today. Yeah, there we go.
All about Carson Beck, but shout out Miami. I don't like Carson Beck, but shout out Miami.
No Miami shout-outs, and especially no Carson Beck shout-outs.
No Carson Beck shout-outs, but shout out Miami.
ASU upset number 7, Texas Tech, 26-22. Number 17, Vanderbilt beat number 10, LSU, 31-24. And then ODU lost again to James Madison, 63-27. Keep in mind, this was a gun-for-gun game until halftime.
Wait, Carson.
Yes.
What was the first digit of ODU score?
6.
And what was the last digit of JMU score?
Wait, no. The first digit of JMU's score, or are you saying what's the last digit of ODU's score?
Carson, what was the first digit of JMU's score?
6.
And what was the last digit of ODU's score?
7. Iowa beat Penn State 25-24. Penn State falls to a 4-game losing streak. FSU lost to Stanford 20-13. Florida fired their head coach, Billy Napier. And then I have to glaze this game a little bit because it was kind of peak. The Holy War happened on Saturday, the rivalry between Utah and BYU. Both teams coming into this game ranked for the first time in several years. Number 23, Utah, came into Provo and lost to number 15, BYU, in, by the way, one of the most peak uniform matchups in college football. Red versus blue goes hard. BYU is now 7-0, and Bear Bachmeier, number 47, now becomes one of 5 true freshmen to ever start 7-0 at starting quarterback, joining the company of people like Jalen Hurts and Trevor Lawrence. Yeah,
he's good at football, but he wears 47, man. Why?
I mean, he plays like he wears 47. He plays like a fullback. It's kind of fun to watch.
No.
It's peak. It's peak.
Something else that was not
Bear
mentioned.
down. Bear down, baby. Bear down.
Bear down.
Bear down.
Something else that was not mentioned is that after Virginia Tech fired their coach, they were 2-0 since the last time we recorded. But since then, they lost their last 2 games. Interesting how Carson left that out of the talk.
Well, they weren't really relevant games, so I didn't talk about them. But yeah, no, Virginia Tech is.
I mean, the Georgia Tech one's kind of relevant.
Actually, I suppose. I guess. Okay, yeah, we lost to Georgia Tech, and then we lost to Wake Forest. I did want to point out ESPN, just to, you know how our like whole brand is how much better like we are at knowing things than big corporations. So Virginia Tech is going to play this Friday, Friday Night Football at home against Cal. Cal is 5-2 on the season. Okay, they beat Virginia Tech in every stat. And while they have a particularly bad loss, they still, again, better than Virginia Tech in every loss, and they have some pretty big-name wins, including a win against Minnesota. Look at this matchup predictor.
It thinks Tech's going to win?
It thinks Tech is going to win. 74.1%.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. Genuinely baffled. We are not winning that game.
Oh, one more thing that I thought was like absolutely really intriguing, because this is probably the last week we'll get to talk about this before they get smacked around by Indiana next week. UCLA, since beating Penn State, has not lost.
Yeah, it's true.
They're probably not going into Indiana and beating the number 2 ranked team, but we'll see what happens. I mean, if they come out of that game and continue winning, who knows? They can still technically win their division.
Yeah, they are on a 3-game winning streak right now.
I'm sure they win their division.
Firing him. Well, yeah, I mean, in conference play, they are currently 3-1. So they stand a good chance of winning the Big Ten, which is absolutely baffling considering how they started. But those first few weeks don't really matter for conference standings. So they stand a very good chance and are in contention. But yeah, that is Carson's College Knowledge covering 3 weeks. And while I really want to move on to NFL football, I think there's something else we need to talk about, guys.
What?
We were holding up these U's earlier.
Oh, I get it. UFL news.
Hold up. All right. Carson, how's it oriented on your screen?
How's what oriented?
Who's first, who's second, who's third?
Your top left. Ian is top right. I'm the bottom.
I got the U. Ian's got the F.
What?
I was supposed to make an F.
I just did it.
You did it earlier.
Oh, okay. Or I could.
You could just do this.
I'll just do this.
Wait, wouldn't it be Carson? Wouldn't it be Carson with the F because he's in the middle?
True. Wait, how do I do the F? Like that?
Yeah, that's just how I'm doing it.
Yeah, because I got to do it backwards too because I'm...
You can also just kind of go like, boom.
I could. Okay, so we got the U, we got me with the F, we got Ian with the L. UFL news.
They call us the geniuses the way we crafted that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have some shakeups in the UFL this week.
For the full process of making that, check out our Patreon.
We don't have a Patreon.
In some fortunate news, there will be 8 UFL teams, but one of them will not be the 8th UFL team. They're gone. See ya.
But so are the Panthers. Not to be confused with the
Hey, hang
Carolina.
on, we're getting into the unfortunate news. I said fortunate news first, so we're talking about the fortunate news.
Fortunate.
Those who don't know, the eighth UFL team, some people regard them as the San Antonio Brahmas.
We don't think they're worthy of said name.
We don't think they deserve a name. But it's fortunate for the league that they're leaving. Unfortunately, the Michigan Panthers are also going, along with the Memphis Showboats, who
I
we
think
call
they're
the
okay
Memphis
without the boats. Let's be real.
We're okay without the boats in the eighth UFL team, but the Panthers, that's a big hit, honestly, and very unfortunate for me because that's my team. I got so
Now,
unfortunate.
I will say these three teams are being replaced with three teams that I think should be pretty successful. We have, drum roll please, the Louisville Kings, ooh,
Ooh.
the Orlando Storm,
Ooh.
and the Columbus Aviators. Ooh. Before we talk about that, the other changes that are being made to the league is that the other changes being made to the league are that the Houston Roughnecks will be staying in Houston, but will be going back to their title as the Gamblers. Ian, you know I can actually hear those, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. They will be the Gamblers again, which is kind of huge. Not gonna lie. Let's go. We love the Gamblers here at Footballers Anonymous. And the Arlington Renegades are moving to Dallas, which is whatever, I guess. Otherwise, they're completely the same though. So yeah.
Well, they had a slight redesign, did they not?
Maybe. I don't think so, but I didn't pay that much attention. Let's see. Dallas Renegades.
Yeah, they're just making the alternate logo the primary logo.
Oh yeah. Honestly, this is overall, I think all the changes are good for the league. I want to talk about the Panthers especially. The Panthers leaving does kind of suck. Like, Michigan was a big team for the UFL, but Columbus is probably one of the best markets for a UFL team, considering you've got Ohio State right around the corner. It's a football community there. They love the sport. They already have a bunch of diehard football fans there. A Columbus football team should do fairly well, and I think it's a pretty good compensation for losing the Michigan Panthers. And the other thing I will say is I know the main reason they moved the Panthers is because of stadium booking. None of these teams are playing in NFL stadiums anymore. They will all be, except I think Dallas might be. I'm not sure, but the rest of them are all more independent available venues, which I think is huge for the league. But now we've got two free agents on the podcast looking for new teams. So any sneak peeks there?
No, because I don't have much of a clue yet.
You'd have to talk to my agent.
Of course. If you guys want to figure out, make sure you stay tuned for Footballers Anonymous After Hours Season 2 when we reveal that. You have no idea who all of us are going to pick. Like, could be a mystery. So yeah, that's what's going on in the UFL pretty much. The UFL has really bad press coverage. They have a whole bunch of player showcases and whatnot going on right now, but we know next to nothing about them. We don't know who's there. We don't know how they're doing, or we don't even know when the draft is. Their draft coverage is like non-existent. So we're gonna get you that info when we get it, but it doesn't really exist.
Yeah. So we got to find our way on the inside somehow. Maybe that's how we get some prime UFL coverage.
Yeah.
Because we are the only podcast that covers the UFL.
It's true. Don't look it up.
We also are the only podcast with a drippy merch store, which we want to tell you all about.
Let's go ahead and roll the ad.
Mayotivations with Will Levis.
All right, Footballer Nation, gather round because we've got something dangerously special cooking up for you.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Like Danger Witch. Dangerous.
Careful though. You might just lose your taste buds and your dignity.
We're talking about our very existing merch store, footballersanonymous-shop.fourthwall.com.
Finally. Now you can dress like the true Footballers Anonymous faithful. You can wear your fandom with the confidence of a man doing high knees down the airplane aisle. While everyone is trying to sleep.
Ghost Country?
Let's ride.
You can grab shirts, hoodies, mugs, all repping our crew, and me personally, your friendly cardsaholic.
Me, the Billsaholic who still cries over 13 seconds.
And me, the Bearsaholic, who will never stop believing in the GOAT himself, Mitchell David Trubisky.
That's right. The greatest quarterback to ever grace Soldier Field. Sorry, Justin.
Mitch walked so Russell could high knee.
And let's be clear, this merch is not for the faint of heart. If you still take Pete Prisco's power rankings seriously, you're not ready.
If you think Kyle Pitts is actually going to break out this year, get out of the cart, buddy.
Yeah, this shop is for the dangerous believers, the Mr. Unlimited disciples, the people who wake up every morning, look in the mirror, and whisper,
You gotta be unlimited.
Unlimited. We've got designs inspired by all the memes. Footballer Nation, let's ride. Even one with Ian doing high knees across the Bears logo. It's not actually true, but if you want it, let us know.
You left now, but I was getting those quad reps in.
Yes.
Mr. Unlimited never sleeps.
That's right. So hit the link, footballisnonmustache.shop.fourthwall.com, and get your drip before it's gone.
Because when you wear our merch, you're not just supporting the pod. You're joining the movement.
A moment of chaos, of passion, of unlimited football talk.
Footballer Nation, let's ride. This ad was definitely not written by us. Stop writing that when we quoted it ourselves. Like real human script, handcrafted, like Russell's Subway sandwich.
And just like that sandwich, it's dangerously good.
Dangerously unlimited.
Footballer Nation, let's ride.
Bro, I low-key just had a banger idea. We should put t-shirts in the shop with just our faces on. Like a Carson t-shirt, an Ian t-shirt, and an Alex t-shirt.
Yes.
We should totally do that.
Wait.
Did you like my little dramatic exit, like the merch disappearing?
It was gas. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the reason you're all here, we've got NFL news. And we're going to be pushing through this. Ian, are you Ian?
What?
You just I thought you were talking about I thought you were excited about something else.
NFL news, dude. I'm so hyped for NFL news.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, let's just talk about the NFL a little bit.
What better way to start than recapping the past 3 weeks of our own teams? Who would like to go first?
I will go first. In the time since our last episode, the Arizona Cardinals have broken choking records. Ladies and gentlemen, since our last episode, the Cardinals have become the first team in NFL history to lose 3 straight games to game-winning field goals as time expired. And they have become the first team in NFL history to lose 3 straight games while winning by 7+ points at the start of the fourth quarter. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? I don't know if anyone watched my rant video I put out 2 weeks ago after the Titans game, but
I did.
Who would have thought that it would get worse? It got worse. I don't want to talk too much about it. Drew Petzing needs to be gone. Low key, I think we got to move on from Kyler at this point.
Jacoby Brissett is the answer.
I'm not starting a franchise around Jacoby Brissett, but I'm okay with going a year of Jacoby Brissett, and as long as we can get a better play caller, because Jacoby Brissett has been cooking for the Cardinals. Like, he's got 2 straight, basically 300 passing yard games. He's been playing really good football, and the only thing that's really been stopping us is fourth quarter play calling that is just abysmal. We tried to seal the game against the Packers on a fourth and 1. With Jacoby Brissett in the game. I wonder what the Cardinals are going to do with Jacoby Brissett in the game on 4th and 1. I wonder. Yeah, we tried to run a QB sneak while the line was stacked, and it did not work. Also,
you know why, Carson?
Why? Why, Ian?
Well, the entire Cardinals coaching staff and front office was too distracted on the phone with the Raiders trying to figure out that Kyler Murray deal.
Honestly, okay, we're going to get into some hypotheticals here. This is not what is going to happen because our front office is not competent enough. But if I'm the GM of the Arizona Cardinals, or the owner, we'll say I'm the owner, and I'm trying to turn things around as fast as possible. All right, we're 2-5. Season is washed. This is Kyler's last year. If we ride the season out with Kyler Murray, he becomes a free agent at the end of the year. We're not signing him back. Okay, he's done. I think he's a great quarterback, but he's not going to succeed on this team. It'll have to be somewhere else. What we're going to do is, before the trade deadline, we are going to talk to one of those teams. We're going to talk to Vegas. We're going to talk to New York. We're going to talk to those teams. We're going to find a place for Kyler. We're going to trade him for draft capital. We're going to trade a couple of other guys. As much as I would hate it as a fan, Calais Campbell's going to go somewhere. Josh Sweat could potentially go somewhere. We're going to stock up on draft capital. We're going to fire. Honestly, I again, as a fan, love Jonathan Gannon, but frankly, we're going to fire everyone. We're going to start over. We're going to hire someone else. We're going to let them draft a quarterback. We're going to start the rebuild over. Now, that's not going to happen, unfortunately. So we're just cooked for a long time. But yeah, so that's pretty fun. Honestly, I would keep Jonathan Gannon, actually. I think I would, because he's done some really good stuff. But at least, especially the offensive coordinator, immediately gone. And then I would use this season to evaluate Jonathan Gannon and Nick Rallis as a coordinator and coach. And if they show enough, I keep. But point being, the Cardinal season is over. I'm ready for the UFL to start. I am a Mac Jones watcher, I guess, and a Drake May watcher now for the rest of the season. And I hate the 49ers. I just really like Mac Jones.
The Bills, we lost a couple times. The fan base, they were reacting like we don't lose 2 games in a row every single season, and we're acting like the world is burning down. Like, the offense has not looked particularly great. It's been a little dysfunctional. The play calling's been very questionable. The defense has been pretty bad, but offensively, at least, I'm not concerned. Defensively, I'm a little bit more concerned, but part of it's been injuries. We'll have to see. Maxwell Hairston is supposed to be coming back, which is good. But our biggest issues have been the defense and the fact that we kind of need receivers still. But will Brandon Bean address those by the trade deadline? Maybe defense, barely. We'll see what happens now. We're probably just gonna get carried by Josh Allen to another 12-5 to 13-4 season, and then lose in the divisional round of the conference championship
To the Chiefs.
I love how.
Now, honestly, this year, no. I still don't think I don't think it'll be the Chiefs this year. It'll probably be it'll probably be the Colts or the Broncos or the Chargers or.
It's not going to be the Broncos or the Chargers. It's going to be the
Chiefs.
Colts.
It'll be the Chiefs.
It will not be the Chiefs.
There are 3 guarantees in life: death, taxes, and the Chiefs beating the Bills in the playoffs.
Death, taxes, and Aaron Rodgers beating the Bears.
We literally beat them last time we played. Anyway, speaking of the Bears, 4-2, guys. And you know what? I don't care. We started last season 4-2, and then we won one game the rest of the season. So frankly, I don't really care yet. But I will say, amazing stretch of 3 games. We beat the Raiders 25-24 on a game block field goal. We beat the Commanders 25-24 on a game-winning field goal from Santos. And then we beat the Saints. The defense has been spectacular. It's funny because I have a quote from Carson here saying that the Bears defense is not good. So that's funny. But the Bears defense is playing amazing.
Hey guys, Carson here, editing back the week 7 episode. Noticing Ian's trashing on me pretty hard for saying that the Bears don't have a great defense. Okay, that's a take. Let's look at it. Obviously, I'm assuming this this take is gonna come from the stat that the Bears lead the league in takeaways. That's impressive. Okay. Let's see who they've played. They did play Jared Goff this year. That's pretty good. Otherwise, they played J.J. McCarthy in his first ever career start. They played Dak Prescott in his worst game this year. They played injured Jaden Daniels, Spencer Rattler, and Geno Smith. If you're not leading the league in takeaways after that schedule, you've seriously seriously got something coming. Absolutely crazy. And let's look at some other stats, all right? They're 25th in the league in yards allowed per game. With those quarterbacks playing, bro. That's crazy. And not only that, they are 31st in the league on run defense. This is not a good defense. These are not good defensive stats. It's just simple as that. And not only that, but the so-called quote he has from Carson saying that the Bears defense is not good is from September 30th. Bro, what are we doing? I don't even know, man. Like, wow. Anyways, I'm putting this into the video to defend myself. Yeah. And I will bring them up on the pod next week.
The run game has resurfaced out of nowhere. DeAndre Swift is playing like his life depends on it. And honestly, it kind of does. Mononga has been getting snaps, and Caleb has been looking really good. Apart from the game against the Saints, he did not look the greatest. But a win is a win. We're 4-2. I'm chilling right now. We beat the Commanders. I'm happy about that. The longest active win streak in the league, tied with the Patriots and the Steelers. Not the Steelers anymore. No, it's the Broncos, sorry. Tied with the Patriots and the Broncos. And now for the rest of the NFL, guys.
Yeah, let's talk about, let's start with the 49ers, I suppose. 49ers, Mac Jones has been cooking, I believe. Brock Purdy will be back this week for them.
He will be. And that's amazing for my fantasy team.
Mac Jones had a spectacular display on Thursday Night Football against the Rams a few weeks ago, which, by the way, Thursday Night Football this year has been absolute cinema. Like,
it's been on a pill. It's been on a pill for sure.
It has been incredible. Always a good watch. Unfortunately for the 49ers, Fred Warner is out with a dislocated ankle. Just another sacrifice in order to keep Christian McCaffrey alive.
Yeah. Which, speaking of Christian McCaffrey, by the way, he's top 10 in receiving yards this year with 500. So,
wow.
He's currently in the top 10 of receiving yards with 500.
Absolutely crazy.
So,
the Falcons may possibly be the most bipolar team in football. They lose 30-0 to the Carolina Panthers. They beat the Bills. They do nothing versus the 49ers. But you know what? They beat the Commanders.
I disagree with this. I think the Panthers are actually the most bipolar team in football because there's one thing you can rely on with the Falcons. No matter how they play, Bijan Robinson will go off.
This is true.
Bijan Robinson might possibly be the best running back in football right now. And Bijan Robinson has potential to be a potential top 5 running back all time in a couple of years. Nothing about the Panthers is a guarantee each week. So for me personally, the Panthers are the most bipolar team in football. But I do agree that the Falcons are probably second in that regard. And speaking of the Panthers, they're currently out Bryce Young with a high ankle sprain. Another week, no guarantee for them.
Andy Dalton is 4-2 against the Bills in his career.
Oh. Speaking of more bipolar teams, I wouldn't say they're super bipolar, but there's some inconsistency with the Eagles. A bit of a curveball for them was that Zadarius Smith announced his retirement. Oh no.
He lost 2 games and said, get the hell out of there.
Oh no. What are the Eagles going to do? Brandon Graham's going to come out of retirement. Wow.
Both interesting decisions.
Neither were expected at all.
Shout out the Eagles, man.
Shout out the Eagles.
The Commanders signed wide receiver Treylon Burks, and this is because the Commanders got a lot of injuries going around. They got the injury bug. They got Debo out. They got Terry McLaurin out. They got Jaden Daniels out. They got Noah Brown on IR. They have a scheduled gauntlet coming up on top of that because that's great for them sitting at 3-4. They are in a rough spot. Like, they need to find wins somewhere despite all the injuries, or else they are not making the playoffs. It is a tough going for them right now. They have the Chiefs coming up next week. They have the Seahawks after that, then the Lions, then they have the Dolphins.
Guys,
they have their bye, but then they have the Broncos. Like, ugh.
I know
The
this sounds
Patriots,
crazy.
the Commanders are going 3-7. They will
Hold
be
on.
3-7.
I know this sounds crazy, but you're forgetting one thing. With Terry and Debo out, the Commanders' new wide receiver one is none
Is
other.
Luke McCaffrey.
It is not Luke McCaffrey. It is Virginia Tech rookie Jalen Lane. He is taking the wide receiver one role on their depth chart right now. He will continue to serve as wide receiver one until one of them is back. Cinema. Absolute cinema. He played pretty mid last week. Not very good, actually. But I don't care.
They've had a very interesting start to their season, but
Pick up Chris Moore.
another team that's had a very interesting start to their season is the New York Giants, who actually, as of late, have been getting their stuff together with their wins over the Chargers and the Eagles. What in the world? But then they had it. They had the game versus the Broncos. They had it. They were up 21-0 into the fourth quarter. They gave up 33 points to the Broncos in one quarter.
Listen, as much as being a Cardinals fan sucks right now, at least I know there's another 2-5 team out there that somehow managed to choke even harder than us. And that's saying something. That Titans game was a historic choke. A historic choke. The Giants beat it purely by just playing bad. Like, the Cardinals-Titans choke was, like, comedic. Like, it was hilarious and unreal. This was just insane.
And the scriptwriters kind of cooked with this game specifically because Demaryius Thomas, they were honoring him in this game. Broncos legend, War 88, insane. He passed away at 33 years old. They put up 33 points in the fourth quarter. They had two, I believe it was back-to-back 8-point drives. 88 for Thomas, and their game-winning drive started with 33 seconds left on the clock. So the scriptwriter is absolutely cooked in that regard. We here love Demaryius Thomas, true legend of the game. He was splendid. He was an amazing player. So honestly, I'm totally fine with how this game shaped up. I'm fine with the Broncos winning how they did.
Agreed.
And to be clear, the Giants win this game if their kicker doesn't miss 2 PATs.
He was doing it for Demaryius Thomas.
Yeah, he knew. He knew what he had to do. And honestly, I respect it. He lost his job to honor Demaryius Thomas. I respect it. Young Wei is now their starting kicker.
This is why they signed Young Wei Koo.
Yep. Speaking of some interesting teams, the Cleveland Browns are now 2-0 when wearing their Dude Wipes sponsored Alpha Dog unis.
Rightfully so. Those unis are beautiful.
They are beautiful. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
I think they can make good Brown uniforms. They proved us wrong.
And
then speaking of the Browns, I mean, they've been winning games. They won this week. Not with Joe Flacco, though. They won with Dylan Gabriel because Joe Flacco is a Cincinnati Bengal. The Browns traded him to Cincinnati. He's cooking, and Mike Tomlin's not very happy about it.
He went off in his debut game. And fun fact, circle back to the beginning of the pod when I was talking about my fantasy issues. Joe Flacco is the quarterback I traded for in my league.
Yeah.
Actually,
he went off in his debut game, and he went even more off in his second game against the Steelers. Mike Tomlin's not very happy about it.
I briefly want to mention Dylan Gabriel too, because this kid is being thrown into the game. In Dylan Gabriel's second ever start, they had him throw the ball 52 times.
Ridiculous.
Crazy work by the Browns there.
It's not a winning formula to win a game.
Like, what are we doing, honestly? Loki doesn't look the worst, I think, but their team is just bad. So, like, it's just all bad. Browns will not be good for a while. And staying in the division, the Ravens, they tried to address their issues on defense by signing CJ Gardner-Johnson and then releasing him. What are you going to do, man?
That guy sucks seeing CJ Gardner-Johnson washed. He was a dog for a couple of years there.
Yeah.
And now he's not at all.
Oh.
We got a lot of Chargers news next. Keenan Allen, Chicago Bears legend, by the way, has reached 1,000 career receptions. He's the fastest player to do so. It only took him 159 games. Insane, by the way. Keenan Allen's actually nasty. The Chargers placed rookie running back Omari Hampton on IR with an ankle injury. Amazing, because I drafted him in 2 fantasy leagues, and things were looking great after Najee got injured, and he was taking the running back 1 spot, and now he's gone. The Ravens' defensive problems continue to get worse because the Chargers traded Odafe Owe. Oh wait, traded for him off the Ravens. Congrats. And currently, Justin Herbert leads the league in passing yards with 1,913, which is interesting considering their record. But that's been Herbert's story his whole career now, hasn't it?
Yep. Never gonna work. We talked about the Patriots a lot at the beginning of our episode. It's important to note that their running back Antonio Gibson is out for the season with a torn ACL. So Ramondre Stevenson is in it now. He was already in it, but now he's going to be getting lots more carries. I don't think this affects them that much, but it's something to note.
Something I forgot to mention earlier with the Bills that they are placing DeMar Hamlin on injured reserve. He wasn't playing a lot of football this year anyway, which is interesting because he played well last year, but he was a second string safety. He's now a second string safety, and now he's on IR.
Not with a heart problem this time.
Yeah. The Jaguars trading for cornerback Greg Newsome just because.
You know, I just thought we'd mention that.
That's what they did.
Yeah. But with that, we talked about a lot of teams already. Obviously, we have a few very big teams that we haven't talked too much about yet, because we're going to talk about them in the climax of our Footballers Anonymous episode, the Footballers Anonymous Power Rankings. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You know them, you love them. And this week, they're getting a little bit of a change. For those of you who don't know how Power Rankings work, though, every week, the 3 of us order all 32 NFL teams from worst to best, assigning them number values, 1 being the best, 32, of course, being the worst. And then we use this thing called math to take all of those numbers, add them together, and create a group list, ordering them from best to worst. Now, of course, sometimes those number values will match up because math, in which case we will have a tie. And when there is a tie, we will either discuss it on the pod if it's relevant enough, or just vote on it off screen real quick. This week we had 1 tie, which we already dealt with, so we're just going to jump right into it. But something we do need to note is, in case you haven't noticed, our past few run times have been really long on the podcast. Part of that is because we've been covering multiple weeks, which we're doing again now. But also it's because we have taken the time to have our power ranking segment be our bottom 3 teams, which we call the baddies, and our top 12 teams. We've really liked doing the top 12. It's just a good number to really talk about like the 12 best teams in the NFL. Unfortunately, though, that takes us a long time, like a really long time, especially when there are some teams in the top 12 we don't really have that much to say about, but we feel like we have to make things to say about them because they're in the top 12. So we are making a most likely permanent change, but it could still be subject to change. Where on our power ranking segment, we will still be covering the coveted baddies, our bottom 3 teams, but instead of covering the top 12 teams, we will limit it to the top 5. So if you are talked about in the power ranking segment, you are one of 8 very special teams. So why don't we get started talking about them? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into our baddies. The 3 worst teams in the NFL. Starting at number 30, you gotta give it to the Tennessee Titans, man. Oh,
what a mess they are. They lucked into a win.
Yes, they did. And then they fired their coach the next week.
After losing again to the Raiders of all teams.
Yeah, they're really missing Mike Vrabel right now.
Yeah, I will never understand why they fired Mike Vrabel. There was no reason to do that, especially at the time they did it. It was a terrible decision. Brian Callahan was not a good coach there, so it made a lot of sense. He really did not know what he was doing, and Cam Ward was definitely not fond of him either.
Yeah.
Cam Ward. He's been really up and down all season. He's had a couple standout plays, but he hasn't really had any standout games. The Titans made a very awesome decision and decided to nuke Tyler Lockett off of their roster.
He requested to be dropped, and they said yes.
Still not so.
Still.
Still not so. So yeah, Tyler Lockett's gone, and like I said, you know what? That's totally fine because now what they do,
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Tyler Lockett just went back to Seattle.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with them doing that because this means that they're gonna take Xavier Restrepo, elevate him off the practice squad to the starting lineup, and that's gonna motivate Cam Ward, and then they're gonna have an elite connection and start going crazy. And that's not because I have Xavier Restrepo in 3 different fantasy leagues because I thought it'd be a good idea to draft him in the 4th round of each of my drafts. It's just because I think that's what they should in fact do.
Of course. Moving on to our second baddie at number 31, we have the Miami Dolphins.
The fall from grace.
Oh,
Darren Muller came in at an elite 2 games and now is dead.
yeah, he is gone. He is on IR now. Tua was benched in the last game, and instead of putting in Zach Wilson, they thought it would be a good idea to put in Quinn Ewers, and he looked horrible, terrible. On the eight snaps he played, or on the 8 snaps where he tried to throw the ball, it was bad. It was laughable. I was excited because I was like, yay, Zach Wilson playing time. No, they put in 7th round Quinn Ewers, and they kind of, it was bad. It was so bad. The Dolphins are cooked. I'm not gonna lie. They're just cooked. Their season is done.
Yes.
The most insane thing is that Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins GM have not been fired yet.
It doesn't matter what else you do to that team. It doesn't matter if you completely swap the rosters of the Eagles and the Dolphins. Put everyone that's on the Eagles on the Dolphins, but keep Tua as their quarterback and keep McDaniel as their head coach. There's no change. No, it's not getting any better.
No, sorry, Dolphins fans. But it makes you feel any better. You're somehow not the worst team in your division because you have 1 win against our ultra baddie. Number 32 on our power rankings, the New York Jets. Man.
The Jets will be the Jets. As weird as this season has been.
Dude, wow. I mean, 0-7. Like,
they were competitive in the first couple weeks too. They almost beat Pittsburgh and Tampa. But it's crashing and burning.
It's insane.
I'm being at 0-7. I was just killing them.
Justin Fields took an insane hit. Took to the bench. Tyrod Taylor started playing. Didn't look amazing. But looked serviceable. At the end of the game, looked like Tyrod was possibly a little hurt. He is their QB1 technically now. He has officially taken the QB1 role from Justin Fields. But he might be hurt, and I believe Justin Fields might also be hurt with that hit he took. So what's their quarterback situation?
Who knows?
On Sunday. The Jets are just every single position group on the Jets is
our top 5 teams.
Top 5 teams. Yeah, I mean, we're basically done. The Jets are just bad. Sorry, Jets.
Jets, why are we talking about the Jets? Anyway, let's move on, guys.
Let's move on. Ian doesn't want to talk about Justin Fields being bad. Top 5 teams in the NFL right now. At number 5 on our power rankings list, we have Seattle Seahawks. I mean, it's good football. I hate Sam Darnold, but he's doing really well in that system. Really, really well. JSN looking like the best receiver in football right now. He leads the league in receiving yards with 819 receiving yards. For context, Jamar Chase is in second place with 629.
For more context, JSN is currently on pace to put up 1,989 yards, which would be the single season receiving record.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I love Jason. I love the Seahawks as an entire team.
I hate JSN. I hate the Seahawks as an entire team. I hope they all die. Yeah. Except for our Seahawks fans listening to footballers. I hope you pick a better team, but I still love you. Don't worry. Moving on to team number 4. We have Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, rough.
Yeah, a little
rough coming off that loss.
Not
very, very, very tough loss, and not the only loss of the night. Mike Evans He was coming back from his hamstring injury. It was excited to come back. Fans were excited for him to come back. Everyone was excited for Mike Evans to come back. What was it? Late in the third quarter,
I believe.
was it, or was it right before half? It was one of those two, I believe. Deep ball, and he broke his clavicle. So Mike Evans is set to miss the rest of the season, and I believe that means two things. One, the obvious, the streak of 1,000-yard seasons has officially met its end. Mike Evans will not break the record. He will remain tied with Jerry Rice. Very unfortunate. And two, I believe that we see a Mike Evans retirement this offseason. I think you guys are looking at the injuries you've sustained. You're no longer playing for the record. Just in the state of you as an individual and as a player, it's not healthy to keep playing at this point. And I think Mike Evans will do a lot of thinking about it. I think he'll debate it with a lot of different people, and I would not be surprised at all if Mike Evans retires during the offseason.
Yeah.
But another they receiver, Emeka Egbuka, won September Offensive Rookie of the Month, and then also got injured.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of sucks for the Bucks right now in terms of the receiver room. And the Bucks are 4 on this list. I still have immense faith in them. We were asked at the beginning of the episode, are they legit? Yes, they are. They're still legit. And I would Baker Mayfield MVP season is shaping up very well, I would say. I just don't think people are talking about it enough.
Yeah. Emeka Egbuka, he's been my offensive rookie of the year from week 1. He will continue to be my offensive rookie of the year until he wins it, because he will. He's the clear choice. He's looked incredible at Tampa. Super great to see him. Coming in at number 3 on our power rankings, a team also without wide receiver 1 right now, but it does not matter for them. We have the Los Angeles Rams.
Tell Stafford to get me more fantasy points, please, and thank you.
How you mean Stafford? Stafford 6.2.
He's got the fumble bug this season. He's loving the fumble.
He is. He is unfortunately fumbling the ball a lot, but they still look really good right now.
The Rams do look really good. Defense, especially Byron Young is leading the league in sacks. He's tied 9 with Carolina's Brian Burns. Defensively, the Rams are solid. Offense. Wait, hold on. Sorry. Is Brian Burns in Carolina?
No, he's the Giants.
He was Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, New York. I meant, yeah. He's tied with New York's Brian Burns. And he's an amazing story. He looked amazing last year as a rookie, and he's continuing that into this year. No complaints there. Offensively, Stafford has the fumble bug. Puka's hurt. Otherwise, they're looking good as a unit.
Yeah. Coming in at 2, we had a lot of discourse. Not really discourse, but some last minute changes to our lists for the 1 and 2 spots. At number 2, we have the Detroit Lions.
Si, senor. Yeah, they beat the Bucks, and that was our last week. You guys didn't see it, but last week the Bucks were our number 1 team in the power rankings.
They were.
Detroit came and beat them 24-9. Detroit looks amazing. The defense is playing good. Jahmyr Gibbs is going off like crazy. There's nothing negative to say about the Lions this year, and we kind of don't really take into account their loss to the Chiefs. At least me personally, I don't. That game was very goofy, I'll say. Take into account they still lost, but it was a goofy way to lose.
They still lost, and frankly, there were a lot of moments that they didn't look super great in that game, so that's kind of why I lower them, but I don't hold it against them too much because it was a very goofy game.
Goofy.
Like Ian said. A little goofy. We're seeing some...
We're avoiding the fines, guys. We're avoiding the fines.
Yeah, we're avoiding the fines. But at number 1, oh man, did we manifest this? At number 1 in the power rankings, we got the Indianapolis Colts, bro.
The 6-1.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
listen,
my God.
We here at Football is Anonymous, we called this. We were just a year early. Last year, when we made our season predictions, we completely accidentally made the Colts the 13-4 1 seed. Last year they sucked. This year, though, they could very well just be the 13-4 1 seed. If they end up being the 1 seed at 13-4, we called it.
We did.
So, I was texting them earlier about how funny our takes on the Colts have been because last year we went into the season thinking they were going to be super good. We accidentally gave them the 1 seed at 13-4. That ended
Were they
horribly.
50? And then we had made adjusted it.
Yes, and then we adjusted it. Dude, I wish that was something we did on the pod, but the pod didn't exist at the time. We just did that, personally.
That was actually what led to the creation of the pod.
It was actually what led to the creation of the pod. Thank you, Colts.
Yeah. This is our Colt. This is our team.
We bleed blue.
This is our Colts. Whether we lose, we love them. For the shoe.
Beat whoever you're playing.
Show them we're the Colts Mafia. This is our team. Go Colts.
But yeah, so last season we went in saying they were going to be basically the best team in the AFC. They were, in fact, one of the worst. This year, we went into the season, and there are plenty of quotes in our preseason predictors saying that the Colts will probably be the worst team in football. And they are, in fact, the best team in football. The Colts, man.
Very well could be 7-0. Very well could be 7-0.
Very well could be 7.
That's about it.
That's about it. I'm confused by this team.
Yeah, not really what to say.
Yeah. See, I don't even. The only thing I will say, Jonathan Taylor, we're talking a lot about Bijan. He is definitely he is the best running back in football right now. But Jonathan Taylor, man, oh my gosh, Jonathan Taylor looks so good this year. Not only him, but Tyler Warren, man, incredible. This is such.
We're talking about how Bijan might be the best running back in football. This is the competition.
Correct.
Honestly, I'm taking Bijan 9 out of 10 times.
I'm taking Bijan 7, maybe 6.
Really?
6.
Anyways, yeah, Colts are just a fun team to watch. They hold the 1 spot. Going through all of our power rankings, we have at 32 the Jets, at 31 the Dolphins, 30 the Titans, 29 the Saints, 28 the Raiders, 27 the Ravens, possibly moving up a lot because Lamar is back, 26 the Browns, 25 the Texans, 24 the Cardinals, 23 the Bengals, 22 the Vikings, 21 the Commanders, 20 the Giants, 19 the Panthers, 18 the Cowboys, 17 the Falcons, 16 the Jaguars, 15 the Bears, 14 the Steelers, 13 the Chargers, 12 the Packers, 11 the 49ers, 10 the Chiefs, 9 the Broncos, 8 the Patriots, 7 the Eagles, 6 the Bills, 5 the Seahawks, 4 the Buccaneers, 3 the Rams, 2 the Lions, and 1 the Colts. Friendly reminder, these are our power rankings, which automatically makes them better than Pete Briscoe's, because you won't see him giving the Colts the 1 spot.
He's probably giving the Chiefs the 1 spot already.
He probably is.
Conspiracy of the week time. I'm trying to give this segment a little bit of a run for the money of the segment of the year.
Ooh.
This one has been something that I've kind of had in my brain for a while, and considering the fact that we didn't record for 2 weeks, mostly because I was sick out of my mind, went to the hospital. So that's there was a lot going on. So it's something to do with the fact that the Bills always lose when I'm sick. And this has been something that's been going on for a very long time. Obviously, we lost the 2 weeks I was sick this time around. I got sick before the AFC Championship, badly sick before the AFC Championship this past year, before the Chiefs game. I got sick immediately after the Ravens game. This time around, I got sick right before the Patriots game. It was a little indicator type of deal. Some other examples I could think of. One of the only times Josh Allen has lost to the Dolphins, I was sick. That major Heat game where we lost 23-22 or some ridiculous stuff where we couldn't spike the ball in time because it was and then we kept having our players go out because it was so hot. The one game we lost to Tua, I was sick for that game. I don't have a list because I didn't really keep track, but there's definitely been more than that. There's just whenever I get sick, the Bills lose. Coincidence? I think not, personally, but it's just a conspiracy, It
is a conspiracy. Speaking of conspiracy, I don't have any sec. Let's talk about our Pick'ems League a little bit. I know we talked a bit about it. Want to give some shout outs to people being pretty successful in the league right now? Or I can.
Oh yeah, I could do it.
Cool.
I could do it. Once it loads. In first place, again, Buffalo Bills picks, 71-35. at the top of the league. You got Cam Bam and RT Remco's picks tied for second with 69 and 38. That's 69 wins, 38 losses. And signed FBA table is the last one I'm going to shout out at fourth place because he got 67 correct games. I do also want to talk about the fact that I was at one point second place in the league, tied for second, because I started this week 6-2 after the 1 o'clock games. I was sitting second place. After that, after I was 6-2, I finished the week 1-6 and fell all the way to sixth place. It was terrible. The only game I got right after the 1 o'clock games was the Colts game. The Giants choked. The Cardinals choked. The Commanders got beat up. The Falcons got shut down. The Bucks got destroyed, and I don't know why I picked the Texans. I think I don't know what that was probably an accident, honestly. But yeah, I lost all those games.
Yep. I lost the game too, by the way. Apologies to the viewers. We can talk about some picks this week, though. Because we have some games of the week lined up for you. Ian, you want to take us through our 3 games of the week?
Yeah, totally. Starting off, we have the Giants going into Philly to take on the Eagles. Part 2. Part 1 was very nice. This will be on October 26th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to take the Eagles in the rematch in Philly. I have no reason not to.
As much as the temptation is there, I also have to take the Eagles.
I'll take the Giants.
I'll
do it.
Really? All right.
Sure. Why not?
Our next game, we have the Chicago Bears going into Baltimore to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Doesn't seem amazing at first glance, but the Bears are proving themselves. The Ravens are getting back Lamar. It could end up being an amazing matchup. This will also be at 1 p.m. on the 26th. I'm obviously taking the Bears. I have to. I think our defense will be the reason. I think we will win this game, and I think the defense will be the reason why. And I think Caleb will dice up this subpar Ravens defense.
Barring any question marks on the offense, because I really have no idea how that's going to pan out, I'm going to take the Bears. This is a lie. I don't believe in Chicago's defense like Ian does and tried to convince me of. I don't. And I think Lamar is going to have a good comeback game. So, I'm vetoing my pick on Thursday before the week starts. I am changing my pick to Baltimore. I think it's pretty clear that they win this game.
Honestly, I'm taking the Ravens for the sheer fact that I think they're going to be pissed. They got all their stuff taken away.
This is true. I mean, they are the 1-win Ravens. They are pissed playing at home.
And they're getting Lamar back. Lamar's going to play out of his... I don't think even if Lamar can't run as effectively, I don't think he's going to let this game get out of hand. It'll be close regardless. It'll either be close or a Ravens blowout, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Not because Chicago is a bad team, but because I don't think Lamar will let the game not be close. And if the Bears play bad, they're going to pull away.
I think, to counteract your point, I think if Lamar can't run as effectively, that's a big piece of their offense because the Bears still have a struggling run game. I think Derrick Henry will probably have a solid game, but if Lamar can't run as effectively, that will be a big part of his potential to succeed against the Bears removed, in my opinion.
I don't disagree. I just think Lamar is going to...
I agree.
And lastly, we have a revenge game. The Green Bay Packers are going into Pittsburgh to take on Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. Off rip, I'm taking A-Rod. I want the Packers to lose. I think the Steelers are coming off of a tough loss against Cincinnati, and I just think that Rodgers has looked really good this season. So I'm going to be taking them in this game over the Packers.
I agree. I don't think A-Rod is dropping his first ever game against the Packers. It's just not going to happen.
Also, to know if he beats the Packers here, is it a start against every team or is it a win against every team? It's a win against every team, correct? He becomes 1 of 5 if he wins this game.
I think it's yes.
Yeah, he becomes 1 of 5 to have beaten every franchise.
All I gotta say about this game, mustard. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go look at the uniforms.
I forgot they were wearing those this week.
It's the yellow on yellow matchup.
That makes me not want to pick this. That makes me not want to pick the Steelers.
It really does, doesn't it? I hate the uniforms.
Okay, well, no. I like the helmets, so I'll keep the Steelers. But the jerseys themselves,
No.
Steelers are lucky I'm a helmet guy. Steelers are so lucky I'm a helmet guy.
All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we got our college games of the week. The last time we picked, I went 3-0. I'm finally back on my game now that we got conference play going. Ian went a respectful 2-1, and Alex went 0-3. His idea about me playing a trumpet at the FSU game was wrong. It did not happen. I was not in Florida.
What was I going on about?
I don't know.
Miami's gonna be winning, but then Carson's gonna play trumpet at the FSU stadium and show superior Carson. I mean, I wasn't wrong about Carson Beck crapping the bed. It just was.
You actually were. He played really good that game. He crapped the bed 2 weeks later.
2 weeks early.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks early. You know, if we keep going by this logic, I could say, man, Caleb Williams is gonna be really bad this week. And then he'll be really bad like 4 weeks from now, and I'll be just like, I called it early, man.
Just say it about Patrick Mahomes.
Well, Patrick Mahomes is going to be bad every week I pick the Chiefs, so.
True.
But anyways, let's get into a few college games of the week. Starting off, we have 18 South Florida at Memphis on Saturday, October 25th at noon. This is a very interesting game. Has big group of 5 playoff implications. South Florida has looked really good, but Memphis was getting pretty hot there before a tough loss. And honestly, I'm sticking with the Memphis train.
Me too. Memphis.
Three.
Memphis.
Coming up next with our second game, also on Saturday. Oh man, these picks might be pretty boring. We got number 15, Missouri, at number 10, Vanderbilt. This will be at 3:30 on Saturday. I've got to pick Vandy. They look really good. I hate Diego Pavia, but like they're such a good team. They're such a good team.
Vandy.
As Alex said, Vandy, we're built for this. Alex was off his rocker the last time we picked college games. His reasoning made no sense, bro.
Vandy.
This even makes me sense. What did I do before?
I don't think you did anything. I specifically remember last time you tried to do the FSU logo, so you were just hitting that.
That's true.
The mouth open side.
We just gotta get a collection of me hitting random college and just any logo, because I always do the lion every single time the Lions are talked about.
And our last game of the week is a good Big 12 matchup between 7-0 BYU playing against Iowa State, who's fallen out of contention trying to pull back into the Big 12. This is a very interesting game. Last year, BYU started 7-0 as well. I'm obviously taking the Y, though.
Bayou. Give me the BYU Bayou, bruh.
Alex?
That
looks like a Z, brother. Let's try it.
an I. I'm taking Iowa State. Why? Because it's funny.
Fair enough.
Oh, dude.
It's because Alex hates Mormons. That's why. It's been documented multiple times on the podcast.
It has it.
No, I do not.
If BYU somehow qualifies for Natty play, can BYU participate in the Natty?
They can, yes.
Okay. If BYU wins the Natty, I will buy a 47 jersey.
Oh,
Should buy a
okay.
6-7 jersey instead.
I'm all for BYU making it that far. I just the wearing 47 as a quarterback is disgusting.
Oh, it absolutely
And
is.
that drives
I'm
me
not going to
insane.
pretend it's not.
It drives me insane. But if BYU somehow wins the Natty, I'll buy a 47 jersey. Bear down. Bear down.
Bear down,
BYU.
baby. Bear down, baby.
Bear down, BYU.
Ladies and gentlemen, though, with Footballer Select being done, that is the end of this week's episode of Footballers Anonymous. Thank you so much for joining us after a little hiatus. Hopefully we don't have any more of those this season, but it has been a little chaotic for the 3 of us, so we're doing the best we can. But, you know, if you want more updates on that kind of thing, make sure to follow. Hey, Ian, what's our TikTok follower count?
I believe it's 94. Maybe 96.
Okay. Friendly reminder, as Alex promised in our last episode, when TikTok hits 100 followers... 95. Okay. So we need 5 more followers on TikTok until the next Footballers Anonymous album is released, which will actually feature songs by us and not just not AI. I know. Pretty crazy. So we will get that out to you when you hit the TikTok to 100 FBA Pod on TikTok. But you can also follow us on Instagram. Subscribing to us on YouTube does so much. We appreciate all of you there. We want to interact with you guys. So if you want to be featured on the comment of the week, if you want to ask questions, you can do that on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, basically anywhere. You can email us at our business email. It is on our YouTube channel. You can find us there. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, where, of course, we only post Minion memes. With that, Footballer Nation, thank you so much for joining us this week. Look forward to seeing you next week. As Russell Wilson once said, Footballer Nation, let's ride.